Yes, we are back. Happy Sunday. We're still in quarantine, as is everyone. Shut it down. That's right. Although we are sporting our brand new production value slick t-shirts from our friends at Teespring. Get it down below. Producer Ali would kill me if I wasn't wearing the shirt and didn't promo it. So I do that up. So NFLPA overnight approved the new CBA, collective bargaining agreement, which will have labor peace for the next 10 years. Running through 2030. They approved it 1,019 votes to 959. They need a majority. Got through. And a couple of the highlights here. So roster is going to expand 53 to 55. Also practice squads. Also game day actives will increase, which I always thought was kind of stupid and antiquated. Like I understand that, the game day 46. It's to even out the playing field if teams have significant injuries on the side. But also, it just seems dumb. Anyways, also notably, 17-game season could start as soon as 2021. Now, that's really big because also the players are getting a larger slice of the revenue pie, up from 47% on the old CBA up to potentially 48.8% if they max out on some TV deals. So add in an extra week of games, that's going to be a lot of money, which in turn means there's going to be a lot of money on that salary cap just going all the way up, which is phenomenal for the Minnesota Vikings. Furthermore, expanded to playoffs, potentially could be 14 teams as soon as 2020, which would be 1 first-round bye, 3 wild cards. And now this impacts the Vikings because in 2018 at 8-7-1, they would have got it done. They would have been the 7th seed. Run it up, baby. Let's go. Right. And also, let's see here. Could only use one, either or of the franchise or transition tag. I believe that's going to be implemented this year, but don't quote me on that. It's whatever. Vikings don't use a franchise tag anyway. Also, the marijuana testing has been relaxed. So it's great for Holton Hill. I mean, we're making fun of it now, but that actually impacts on if Holton Hill is going to be on the field, which actually impacts the need at cornerback for the Vikings, which is just funny to me. But also, number one thing is going to be cap space. Now, the 2020 salary cap is set at $198.2 million, which is unfortunate. A lot of people thought it was going to be around 200, so a couple of shekels off the top. Not great for the Vikings' current situation. But what's really big is if they roll with the 17-game season 2021, that cap is going to skyrocket. You could see a 15 to 20, 25% jump in the salary cap in one single offseason when generally it's been going up 8, 9, 10 million per year. So this is phenomenal. Also, they did away with the June 1st rule. So you're going to be allowing teams to really pay a lot of money up front and really punt off those cap charges down in future years, which is not ideal. It's generally how teams get into cap hell, where they have big dead cap numbers in future seasons. But it's great news for the 2020 Vikings because they got to get out of jail free card. I mean, they really did. Where they have a very tight 2020 cap situation. Now they do have flexibility, knowing that the new CBA is in place, knowing that for a fact that the 2021, 2022, and beyond salary caps are going to be all the way up. They can start to parcel out some of the contracts of players who they know they're going to be here for the long haul and potentially go like Kirk Cousins. And now they can be active in free agency. Like if they, we've talked about how free agency is a tax on teams who don't draft well, but it is really important for teams that feel like they are one piece away. Where you can't build a team through free agency, but if you built a solid team through the draft and you just need that one piece, you're just one guy away. It's a great spot for it. So are the Vikings like one Joe Thuney away from a Super Bowl? I mean, it's possible. Kirk Cousins needs his protection. And now the Vikings do have some cap space and they can create more. Go after a Joe Thuney. Potentially retain an Anthony Harris and the like. So I think this is great news for the Vikings because, like we said, players are going to be here for the long term. Whether it's Barr, Kendricks, Hunter, potentially Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. Now you can start parsing out those contracts, restructure them, break down some of those base salaries into smaller chunks, into roster bonuses, and kick that can down the road where generally it's not overly advised. But again, if they're players that are going to be in the sphere for a while, you can create some 2020 cap relief. And then in future years when the cap is going to go up. And remember, these contracts are signed under a 16-game revenue stream. And now the salary cap going forward is going to be up 17 games. So a lot of these deals are getting massive bargains at bottom basement prices. As I die. Hope it's not Corona. Not fine. So now the Vikings do have a lot of flexibility to do big things in 2020 because if they really are all in, if everything is really on the table in 2020, they need to be doing everything that they can. They need to pull out all the stops. They need to make this a big, huge production, because nothing would just piss me off more if they stood pat in free agency, if they had a milquetoast draft, and then just had an 8-7-1 2020. Although that could make the playoffs, who really knows? And also, the elephant in the room that we talked about last week, Kirk Cousins. Now that the new CBA is in, is he the guy? Is it a spot where, does Kirk Cousins want to be here long term? Do the Vikings want him here long term? If both are true, and regardless of how I feel or how other fans feel about the guy, if the team and Kirk Cousins want to be together, they should extend him. They should do that. Restructure his 2020, relieve some of that $31 million cap hit from this season, and let the Vikings go out and shop and get Joe Thuney, keep Anthony Harris, keep Mackenzie Alexander, do all that stuff up. All right, so bottom line, in light of the new CBA, the Vikings, if they do nothing, they've really squandered a golden opportunity, because this is something that comes along once every 10 years. They basically got a get out of jail free card, and if they don't play it, it really makes me wonder about their motivations this year. Like, are they truly all in, or are they just waiting out Kirk Cousins 1 year on his deal and then get into full rebuild mode in 2021? I don't really know. But I guess we'll see. All right, your thoughts. New CBA impacting the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up on the Venmo. Please give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.